Alright, for the project now, next project I'm doing is I'm removing this old paneling on the walls here. It's very outdated. You see, I started taking some off. You know, it's that 70s look type panel that people always paint over, and you can tell it's that because you can see the lines through it. That's coming off, and then again I got wallpaper just like the other rooms that I got to remove, and there's a lot of cracks that need to be repaired in the plaster. I'll try to save the plaster, but I won't know if I can save it until I remove this lowered ceiling. We're gonna rip the lowered ceiling off too, because it just looks a lot better with the 11-foot ceiling rather than this short ceiling. And I started to cut this pipe out. It's no longer in use. I got the bottom piece cut off, but it's still connected up at the top up there. So I gotta go and cut it up there later on. But it's really thick steel, whatever this is made out of. It's really thick, so it's pretty hard to cut through. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. So it's quite a bit of work, this room, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. But this is how it looks beforehand. And you can see the difference in height. It should be this high, just like in this room, 11 feet ceiling, not 8 foot shrunken down version that we don't like. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of tiles. Came off of the ceiling here. And I got a lot of work because there's quite a bit of holes in here. Holes there, 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 there. It's like every time somebody did electrical work or whatever, they just went through the lath. This ornament here is kind of destroyed. It's looking kind of bad. I don't even know if it's fixable. I was kind of hoping I could save that, but I don't know. And tons of wallpaper to remove. Should be fun. But I do like the fact that it's higher up ceiling. Alright, so after pulling these little panels off, you can see the damage under the walls, and you can see there's tons of sheetrock placed here and plaster still here. So, and they did a terrible job. I guess somebody did electrical work or whatever, and they broke out the plaster in certain areas, and then they patched it, and then they left a very uneven plaster edge on one side. So what they did is they put joint compound and they just put it in there. There's no tape, there's no mesh or anything. Alright, here's where I'm at. So all the 2x4s are gone except for the border one. I'll take that one off last. I had to use a saw and actually cut the beams because they were nailed in really good. So I just cut them off with my skill saw. And they were 24 on center, the studs. So if anybody's ever wondering what they do for lowering ceilings, well, this one was 24 inches on center. What I did here was I took all the wallpaper off up to here. This whole section's all taken off, except for a couple spots where there's sheetrock patched in where there was a doorway, and it's kind of hard to get off there. I got half of it off, and then it wants to take it off the paper. So I had some holes down here where mice were getting in also to the walls, and I found actually a hole going out foundation underneath by the basement. It was a little hole like that. It looked like for maybe a water faucet, and they never filled it. So what I did is I put a block on there and I nailed it in so no animals can get through. And then I have my pipes here sealed what I used was Structolite, a bag of Structolite to do this. It's kind of like it is a base coat plaster. It's what you use for a base, and it's got perlite in it, which is it's a little bit lighter than sand. So I think it's 750 psi strength once it's dry. I did this last night, and it's already dry the next day. So, and that's pretty thick. I had a hole there, and it was about that thick, and I just kept putting this on a couple layers. And it probably needs one more layer to smooth it all out and get it flat. But that, if you would have saw, I should have took a before picture of that. It's similar to this. See, I put some foam in there just so the mouse won't get through, mice. But eventually I'll cut that foam out, take that foam out, and I'll do the same thing. Fill it, and I filled over here as well. Okay, any little holes or anything. I even filled under this sheetrock. You can see where I put it right here. So any little animals, they can't get through that little crack, because mice, they'll find their way through any little crack. And I'm making it really impossible for them to do that in the future. You can see this is sheetrock, and then this is plaster. So I'm gonna have to skim coat all this wall, fix all my little cracks with mesh tape. And here's the Structolite that I used. It's in a big bag by USG. Structolite. Sold at the local Home Depot. I think it's only like 13 bucks for a 50-pound bag. And again, it's a base coat. You can see that it says base coat, Structolite, for use over most plaster bases. Okay. So I also used, before I put that on, and that just mixes with water, I use this concrete bonding adhesive. You put this on with a brush in the lath or brick, whatever you're putting it on. There was bricks inside the wall, and some of the lath was broken, so I just put this on the brick, and that will help adhere whatever you're putting on it. Okay, and I'll show you another bad spot over here that I gotta do next, where the brick, it's got some deep holes in it, or broken pieces. And I think that's because they tried nailing into the brick when they put up the siding, the panels they put in. So I'm gonna fix this up with some Structolite as well, and put the adhesive on before I do that. Yeah, I still got this side of the wall to finish up, but I'm working mostly over here for now. It's quite a bit of a process because I'm dealing with 5 layers of wallpaper that's been there for God knows how long. And you know, I got a bunch of holes to patch up. And there's so many different ways to do patches. Like you could put a little piece of sheetrock in there and then just skim coat over it. You could actually put laths back up in there, and then, you know, put plaster base, which is the Structolite, which is perfect for ceilings because it's lightweight. I'm trying to keep it original, so I might just get some lath. The thing is, lath is kind of hard to find. I know it's just little strips of wood, but yeah, it's kind of hard to find them. I found a few pieces in the attic. So the Structolite, when it hardens, it gets pretty hard. I mean, you can see. Okay, this is not even hard yet. It's only been, you know, like, I don't know, I've been working 12 hours on this wall. This wall's almost done. Got like one more crack right here that I gotta fill, and that hole there, but I have to do something with electrical before I can fill that one. And then I started working on this wall over here. Got some cracks filled in here. So I got a couple little spots. Then I was working on the chimney, and if you remember in the beginning of the video how bad that was, you can see it's coming out a little bit better. Actually looks like a, you know, wall now. It doesn't look like a hole. Still have to skim coat this probably one more time with some all-purpose mud, this stuff right here. But yeah, it's coming out real good. It's just, I've been taking my time on it, you know, work on it maybe once a week. But I'm going to try to work on it a little bit more now that winter's coming up. It's fall right now, but it's starting to get cold, so I'm going to be indoors a lot more. So I stopped about right here. I got to go and skim coat all that and then I'll probably tackle this wall and then this wall next after that. And then I'll work on this electrical problem. I have to run fish lines through the ceiling there to get it all up in the ceiling, or in the where the rafters are, so you don't see them. But that's where I'm at. Just wanted to give you an end of the video update of where I'm at on this. I'll be making more videos on this and show you how it looks in the end when I'm done. So this is going to be a long process, but I'll keep YouTube updated. Alright, take care, God bless, and if you're working on your house, don't give up. Don't get discouraged if it takes you, weeks to do a project on your walls like I'm doing, because again, if you want something nice, it takes time. Sure, I could finish this up in probably 2 days if I really wanted to and slap it together real fast, but then I probably wouldn't be happy with the end result. So take your time and you will succeed in anything you do in life. Alright, take care. This is Jacob, Night Rider Shop, and this is my DIY home renovation series. Check the playlist on my channel under playlist, and you'll see the DIY home renovations channel, and I got about a little bit over 20 videos now on the house that I'm renovating.